with my connection with it, because I'm actually, like doing all of them every day. I have no choice. I mean, this is the project that I decided to do, and I find that um, most of the things that they have are against Christendom itself, Christianity itself, and it's that's what it seems like. I mean, like, and they do a lot of things that just really disrupt someone's own opinions that they may have or their own structures they might build for themselves. So we're going to go on with this. And today we did magic. I already did the table. I already told you about that. And this one is just going to be the same thing. It's just going to be a description. So there's really no compare or contrast. It's just like information, because it is and I hope I put it up. It is a paranoia table. Okay. This is like, I mean, I have like, the reason why I'm so used to doing this and I can understand it is that I have Dance Without Music. And in Dance Without Music, there's a lot of things that I use, and I have to make, actually, I have to make vocabulary words, and I have to, it's just like in every other business. Like, you have your law vocabulary, you have your doctor vocabulary, where you work, you a lot of times you create your vocabulary in a restaurant, waiters. So I want one thing I want to do is I want to use this term paranoia, okay? Meaning, because I looked up the meaning, but I want to make it specific for this table. And that means like something that is placed, or I'm not going to say programmed. I'm just going to say some kind of thought pattern or whatever that was placed in the Jehovah Witnesses that causes them to react in like in a paranoid state, like that's what I term it as. And I'm going to use it a lot in different terms, but I'm going to call this a paranoia, if I can say that, if that's the right, a paranoia table, That's what I want to do, so I can use that word, because we're going to come across it a lot. And that's what they do a lot, is that when they set up this program for Jehovah Witnesses, they use a lot of things that you can't explain, because they created it so that it's hard to explain when somebody when somebody doesn't understand anything, something, why is this, why is that? Well, it can't be explained because they made it that way. It's the same thing like with what I wanted to say with like prejudice, okay? And I termed this a lot with I had some YouTubes on it, to where it's likened to those who were trained to be prejudiced against other people, like being prejudiced for no reason. So I kind of related that before, but now I just want to say that these things are done. Okay, I was going to say something about, yeah, so it's bringing home the point about the prejudice, is that sometimes they do things to you that you can't explain. I mean, a lot of people have been prejudiced for different reasons. And when they try to explain it, they can't. I remember one time somebody did something to me at work, and it was really, like, really, really bad. And it was so bad that I couldn't explain it to the boss. I mean, I looked like a fool or an idiot. And they go, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" And I couldn't talk. I couldn't. And and it happened to me before too. But to where you can't even explain yourself. It's like, you ever had those dreams when you try to explain, when you can't talk or something, or can't move? It's something like that. But anyway, I'm going to make it or we're going to make it, I don't like to say myself so much, to where it will be able to be expressed. I mean, be able to be talked about, explained. Okay, so this is another one. This is the second one as far as paranoia is concerned. And this is what I put in the note. This is the second paranoia table, which as the other has no reason related to their beliefs. It is added to further isolate them from others. Further isolate them from others. Let me see, I put something else. Others that do not follow the organization. Okay? So it does isolate them. Now I'm going to tell you about this experience I had as far as this. I said it before, but I'm almost sure nobody can relate it because it was just something that I expressed. But people who follow a lot of my YouTubes, know they'll probably remember. But one time, as far as magic is concerned, so I'm on topic. And if you're familiar with my videos, earlier videos, I remember when, there's some people who really know me probably better because they listened to every one of them, and it was surprising me. And they knew so much about me, and it was like, oh, I remember there's one of my friends. She's so, she just had me right. And it was like, I didn't want to talk about some things. And she was like, answering the questions, and it was like, oh boy, I don't want to go there. Not that I didn't want to go there, but it was I don't know, it was a good experience, but it's not like I'm hiding or something, but she was just right on it. That's the only thing I'm going to say. She knew exactly what she was talking about. That's all I want to say. So so now I went off into that. But what I wanted to say now, do I want to go? Okay, so we just read this to further isolate them. So now I'm going to tell you about this experience. I used to go to, when I was younger, and it's all in the earlier YouTubes, I used to go to New York. I didn't tell anybody, but I would go to New York because of music, because I wanted to get in the music industry. And I would stay at a hotel. I forgot the name of it. Mostly the same hotel it was in Times Square. This is back time when New York was really wild. But if you went there and you knew exactly what you wanted to do, it was all right. And you had to go there with money. Of course, I had money and everything to to do whatever I had to do. And one time I saw this movie. It was Fantasia. I know some people are familiar with it. It was fantasy. It was like a cartoon. But I remember in the Awake magazine, it had something to do with magic. We already know that you can't do magic or have anything to do with magic. Like, for instance, that's how Jehovah's Witnesses, they're against something. It's like, don't do anything. It has nothing to do with anything. As soon as, if you hear the word, if you joke around with it, you can't do anything. Really anything. Even like, I'm going to go off on a little tangent just to show you how we were. And I remember when I was like bouncing a ball, and I was telling my sister, this is hard as Hades, And I didn't, and that's like cussing to her, and she goes, that's a euphemism. Okay, that's how Jordans are. And I said, a euphemism. I didn't even, she goes, hard as Hades is just like saying, I couldn't even believe that she was going there. It's just like saying hard as hell. So my mother had me wash my mouth out with soap. So that's how things are there. So anyway, so I had this magazine. That's what I'm saying about if they're against something, it's against everything to do with it. I don't care what it is. It's just like a song, like Aquarius. I did the song Aquarius. We couldn't listen to that song because it had something about the zodiac. That's another one. You can't, anything to do with zodiac. You can't even say you're a Cancer, okay? So I'm going back to the story now. So in Awake magazine, it further said that the movie Fantasia has to deal with magic, okay? And I saw that, okay? And I was like, oh, really? But anyway, when I was in New York, I wanted to go see this movie, Fantasia. I mean, I was already in New York, didn't let anybody know that I was going to New York. So I stood in, I said, I just want to see that movie because there's so many people going to see it. It was an actual cartoon about Fantasia, and it was Beethoven's music. Okay. Mickey Mouse was in it, you know? So anyway, I was in the theater and I saw the part where the magazine was saying about magic. I mean, and plus it was a cartoon. Anything can happen in cartoons, you know? And he had like a broom or something, and he went like with a broom or something. I don't know what it was. But anyway, I got so scared. I mean, it wasn't even as scared. It was paranoid. I was like paranoid for no reason. I mean, it's almost like a phobia. It was more like a phobia. I mean, the reaction of a phobia than action. I don't know, but anyway, it was paranoia. Also, I'm almost sure it was paranoid, but I was just telling you how close it is to like a phobia or something. I don't know, but it was like I have to. Oh, I can't believe it. This is like magic, and you know, I got up and I left the movie because of that. And the funny thing about it is, I couldn't attach it to anything. I couldn't say whether it was wrong or right or anything. I couldn't think about like why am I doing this? It was just I had to leave, you know. And the only thing I could think of was that magazine, you know, that had fantasy in it. So I just like had to leave. And it's funny because after I left, it was like I didn't think about it. I just knew I had to leave. I mean, there's no reasoning involved. There's no nothing. It's just paranoia. Just like, you know, it was just like that, if you can understand. But I know Jehovah's Witnesses understand. And I had a friend who told me, I told him that story. He was ex-Jehovah's Witness too. And he was telling his whole family went to a movie and they kissed. I don't know, it was almost not anything bad now that he could see. But they kissed in the movie and the whole family had to leave the movie. And the whole family walked out of the movie because of one kiss. The whole family walked out. So I'm sure other Jehovah's Witnesses can understand what I'm talking about as far as the paranoia. But the problem is that there's not just one. Well, I already have two. I already got two of them. I mean, so we got a long way to go. And that's just two paranoias. You can see I'm moving my laptop. So now here we go. I don't know if this is really called. It's a laptop, but it's not like really nice. I guess they called it something else, but it's a laptop computer to me. But I know they have real fancy ones. I wish I could get one, you know, a real nice laptop, but daydream. Okay, so anyway, now I told you about the group and I told you about the paranoia table. And then it goes Jehovah's Witnesses. Okay, this is the description of their paranoia. And let me see if I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Let me see, a little bit wider so that I don't have to go off screen. Let me see. Oh, okay. You can't modify anything. You tell me I can't modify it. But I'm sure I can modify it. I'm going to take a look one more time. Okay. I'm sorry. Like I feel a little bit under the weather. Okay, I can do it. Since it's just Make it 40. Just so I don't have to go down when I read. Okay, there it goes. Okay, now, I want Jehovah's Witnesses, okay? For no reason, they do not believe in anything to do with magic. Some do not even understand that most popular magic are just tricks. That has the world that has the word magic associated. Okay, of course I wrote something wrong. That has the world magic associated with it is silently condemned. Okay, anything that has the word, and I put world, thank you. Anything that has the word magic associated with it is silently condemned by those in the congregation. This includes movies, songs, readings, such as those. Okay, now we go to the ex-Jehovah Witness. At this point, they may realize that many things that they were taught had nothing to do with anything being wrong. However, they find out fast that they are very easily hindered by those paranoia teachings. So I'm using paranoia teachings, so I'm using it as an adjective. I don't know if I can, but I'm doing it. Like I said, just like a conversation. And then they have the worldview, and now I'm going to state this again. When I say worldview, I mean the worldview of just normal, regular Christians. You don't have to be just all of them together, you know. It's as general as I can get, okay? So, most magic as a whole is enjoyed as entertainment. And that's all I want to say. Magic tricks, okay, like in a movie or something like that, and you know that they're doing something that they practice in Dance Without Music. That's another. Well, I know a lot of you understand that I do other topics, and one of them is Dance Without Music. I call anything you practice is called between time. And that's when you practice something. It's just like a song too. When you practice a song, and then you get in front of a camera or you get in front of people and you display the song. And people say, how in the world can they do that? Or how in the world can they do that? Well, because it's between time. Between time means you studied it. So like in magic, a lot of times has to do with studying, just like even a comedian. When you go listen to a comedian, they just don't rattle off jokes. Those things are studied. Sometimes they're given jokes. It's just like a whole thing. And that's what I call between time. And magic is the same thing. Most general magic, they have to learn tricks and they have to practice them. Sometimes it takes them years to do certain things. I mean, sometimes months, sometimes it takes a lot of time. And then what they do when they do it in front of people, because I call it a between time, the time that you practice and then you put it out in front of somebody. And that's what most magic has to deal with. Entertainment, something that they practiced and then they show people and they go, wow, how'd you do that? So that's what I'm saying. Most magic as a whole is enjoyed as entertainment. The world understands that there must be a balance with most things. And I'm saying the world of Christians, regular, just normal, they don't have to go to church or whatever, just understand about Christians. Most of them know that they have to have a balance. They also know the difference between fun magic and magic that is not considered healthy, okay? So there's another kind of magic which deals with like really out there things, okay? They know the difference, okay? But as a Jehovah's Witness, you don't know the difference. You just say everything to do with magic. You know, can I say Lucky Charms? That even can be placed with Lucky Charms because, you know, they have like this magic guy or something like that. But mostly I think it's just luck. Okay, difference between fun magic and magic that is not considered healthy. Keep in mind, we are talking about the world as a basic Christianity. And that's it for magic. Okay. So you saw me under the weather. Yes, I'm under the weather. I don't feel so good today. Not my happy self, but I can be happy. Okay. Okay, so anyway, let's see what the next one is. Let's see. So we did, the next one is going to be ministry school. I mean, I had to do that one. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's going to be ministry school. I was thinking about taking it out, but we're going to go through every one of them. We're not going to take it out. The reason why I was going to take it out because I haven't been there in a long time. I don't know if there's still ministry school, but I know they pretty much still do the same thing. So I'm still going to, and a lot of ex-Jehovah Witnesses are familiar with the ministry school. So I'm going to keep that one in. Okay? And we're going to go on and on. Now we have so many. I can say, let me see how many we've done. It says 5, 10, 15, almost 20. Tomorrow it would be 20. Okay? And we have, like I said, we have like 28. And I just added one. And I will continue to add them. Oh, we have 30, 29, 33. Let me see, I'm looking for the highest number. 33 so far. Okay, so we have like 33 now. And I will continue to add them and I will finish this table. Seriously. 33, that means that we're 33. That means that we're over half done. And and I'm going to keep finding them and I'm going to finish this table. It's going to be great. Okay, and like I said, it may change into something else. I don't know. But I know from experience, one thing I don't worry about, one thing that I like to do is I like to do something and be very focused at it. It's sort of like guitar playing for me, okay? Sometimes I don't really worry about it because I know it's forming. Excuse me, and it's going to form into something. And it goes through these stages. And then you make it a part of yourself. So I'm going to make this table a part of myself and see how it works. I'm almost sure it's going to stay a table, but it's going to have, like for instance, it's already evolved because now I have notes. The notes where I could put in the beginning or the end of the table. And I also have the paranoia tables. So you can see it evolving anyway. And I also see that it's picking or it's chipping against the core little by little. Okay. So thank you very much for coming by. Oh, hope tomorrow I feel a little bit better. I mean, I don't feel really, really bad, but I just feel a little under the weather. Maybe because of the weather, because it was nice, kind of chilly. But then it was like, then it got like rainy, you know what I mean? And that's about it. So anyway, see you next time. This one was like 24 minutes. But it was very good information. And I hope people are getting a lot out of it. So thank you very much. I'm waiting for the next table tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.